Oh man.
This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm Zeo.
And Zeo, you want to tell people in our audience who you are and what you do?
I'm Zeo of Zeo Gaming, and I talk about nerd news and occasionally play video games. That's it.
And he does some really interesting commentary on gaming news. And if you ever tune into his program, he goes pretty in depth on it. So definitely check him out. So today is what, Will?
It's Manic Monday, and I have a cool new background and a fuzzy head.
His head is slowly melting away.
Yes.
No. Today we're going to be covering the kind of surprise drop of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary on both Steam and Windows/Microsoft Store. But before we get started with that, I got a couple quick topics. And I think Zeo might have more interesting things to say than I will, but I'm going to at least open up the topic. The NVIDIA GeForce games keep dropping, and gaming journalism doesn't seem to care. I don't know why it's underreported, or like they're basically aligning with the developers of the games that are being pulled from this. It doesn't hurt their bottom line. I don't get it. People are still buying.
Neither do I. 2K was the latest thing to drop just recently. I think it was Friday that it fell out that 2K Games dropped all their games as well. There's a whole list of everything they're no longer allowing to work on the service. But other than renting a PC, the service does nothing for the games anyway. So I don't understand why they're all running away or leaving the service other than greed and maybe ignorance. So
it doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing I can think of that these developers would have is essentially because you're using a remote PC to play these games, the games are being installed on PCs that don't necessarily have the licenses for it, aside from like your personal PC, and then being allowed to stream over the cloud from that PC not owned by the individual. That's the only thing I think they have. Other than that, it's just a nice service for people that already own the games. I don't know if Steam puts a limit to the number of computers you can have.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm aware, Steam doesn't. It's just pretty much remote play. So you own the game, you own the license. They're taking your game, essentially beaming it into their PC, which is them beaming back to you to whatever you're playing on, to put it simply, I guess.
Well, it does install to the remote PC. You just don't see it because it installs so quick. Or maybe they already have most of the Steam library downloaded somewhere and just automatically beam it. But yeah, because I talked to one of my buddies that bought this service, and when he would click on a game, it would take it a minute for the NVIDIA PC that you're remoting in from to install it. So I know that it installs a copy of the application on the PC from which it is streaming from, because it's not your PC that it's streaming from. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the only thing the developers could really, if they wanted to go toe-to-toe with NVIDIA on this service, that they could really complain about.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, all you're doing is logging into your stuff through their PC, essentially, and then it's installing onto that, and then you're playing it. So, you can play it on the potato you have behind you or something and be just fine.
So that was the only thing. I was trying to think about it from like a technology standpoint. The only thing I could think of besides that is if Google is just like, hey, guys, pull your stuff from this service. We're willing to pay you more money.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
That actually might be a thing. So, Stadia wants in on that.
And maybe, yeah. That's just my two thoughts on that. And then the second thing is that Ori and the Will of the Wisps will be dropping for PC and Xbox One on March 11th. That would be...
I'm very excited for this.
What day is that? Thursday? Wednesday. So Wednesday we will be having a new Ori game.
Yep. And the first one was amazing, and I'm looking forward to the second one.
That's right. Will recommended this on a previous episode. I forgot about that. All right, so on to our main topic. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I cut you off?
No. I was going to ask, is Ori the one with the wolf?
Huh?
No.
Okay.
There's no wolf in the first one. There is I think there's a wolf in the trailer for the second
one. All good. I knew Will would be excited, so I put it in there. All right, so on to our main topic. In a surprise post on March 3rd, 2020, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary was announced and released. The post on Steam received around 3,500 likes and 500 comments within 24 hours of the original release. I I don't have any sales numbers, definitive sales numbers anywhere right now, but I could probably find that if we want to discuss that later. According to Hidden Xperia on Twitter, though, it was like the top game of the day for a couple days in a row. The Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary is a reimagining of the original game that was released on the Xbox 360 years ago, now remade for Steam and Microsoft Windows 10 Store as part of the Master Chief Collection. It was also originally the Xbox title that kind of sold me on the Xbox, but
Yes.
So what we want to talk about today, what does this being dropped as a surprise do for us as gamers trying to buy stuff? I mean, you can't plan ahead for that. You know what I mean? Like you're not like for me, Persona 5 Royal has been coming out March 31st since I found out about it last November. So I've already planned to buy that. Like Halo dropping surprisingly like that, it would be a super impulse buy for me to grab that right now. So for me,
I think you already have it if you have Reach. Because I think you had to buy the entire Master Chief Collection to get Reach.
Nope, not true. I had two options. I could buy the Master Chief Collection or I could buy Reach.
Oh, okay. I think most people bought the whole thing in anticipation, though. So it's, I guess, and also I'm not super surprised that this was a surprise drop because I don't think it's going to be as big a deal as Reach or the other couple games that are coming out. And also, this was the PC version of this game, not the original Xbox version. So it's already on PC architecture. So I don't think it would be that hard to transfer, which is why there's such a quick turnaround from Reach to this one.
Wait, what? I thought this was the anniversary update.
It is anniversary, but it's based off of Halo PC.
So they just
it's the anniversary update. You can go between the classic and the updated graphics with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the Master Chief Edition for like $39.99, or you can get it separate for $9.99. So it's not too expensive to grab. But again, nobody knew it was coming. So
I'm gonna skip lunch today and buy it. No, I'm just kidding. No, but the thing that got me was if it is legit the PC version, that's highly customizable versus the Xbox version.
Yeah,
and
it's the same thing with Halo 2. I believe that's also the PC version of that game.
So what did they apply the anniversary update to the PC build?
Yeah. If people
there's going to be some bugs.
Actually kind of
there's going to be
controversy when it originally launched on the Xbox, like the anniversary edition of launched on Xbox, because it was not the Xbox version that they remastered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense now. Why there was, I remember there being a little bit of outrage about the anniversary build. So is the PC build?
Yeah, I can't tell the difference, but I guess some people can. And weapons are slightly different. I don't exactly know.
All right. So the features are PC setting optimizations. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary is now optimized for the PC, looking better than ever, up to 4K, 60 frames plus. Other PC narrative settings include customizable mouse and keyboard support, ultra-wide support, field of vision customization, and more. And you can toggle between the remastered graphics in the Anniversary Edition or the graphics of the original.
Yeah, I'm really glad they kept that for the MCC
and multiplayer.
On Steam.
So
that's cool.
You can't have Halo without multiplayer. So there's 19 unforgettable maps to choose from. So there's that.
So the real question is, did they bring the now my brain's not working. Was it Firefight? Did they bring the Firefight to PC? I don't remember.
Does Reach have Fire? Yeah, Reach has it, I believe.
No, but I thought that the Halo Anniversary came with a Firefight side game.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it has with the Reach Firefight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a couple of Reach maps, because when it originally launched, it did not have the Halo CE multiplayer. It had Reach multiplayer.
Right.
Also, if you're going to buy this on Steam, apparently you have to have the Master Chief Collection to be able to play it.
Yep, you gotta get the whole $40 pack on Steam.
Yeah, you've got to have the whole thing.
Yeah, I just went through the Windows Store, which apparently that's not the right way to go if you want to be able to play with more people, because although you'd think with Xbox Live and the Steam integration with it, you'd be able to find people from the Steam version easily. So I don't know. I haven't played around with that too much.
They kept LAN co-op, apparently. I didn't know that until just now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It offers LAN co-op, LAN PvP, online co-op, Steam achievements, all that good jazz.
because I was gonna hop into a stream with Arash a couple days ago, and I kept trying to add him on Xbox Live. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is my gamer tag," and I was like, "No, that's your Steam tag. Apparently, you're only playing through Steam." So that's the thing that I'm a little annoyed about. I can't figure out how to co-op play with people on Steam yet. I got to look into it a little further.
Does it have the ability to?
I thought so, because it's all connected through Xbox Live somehow. It does say when you go to buy it through Steam, it requires a separate service to play online, unless they've changed that recently.
Yeah, I don't know if it launched with that feature or if it's coming later.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll look it up on Steam right now. Might as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I don't see anything that says anything about needing an additional thing.
I just realized, is Steam.com actually the right... I'm going to exit out of this before I go to some...
You might want to be careful with that.
Yeah, we're gonna double check. Steam MCC requires Xbox Live. Let's find out.
But of course, I'd say if you're playing through the Microsoft Store, that probably would connect through. It's usually Steam is where the problem is.
As per the information on the Steam page for the game, it will require an Xbox Live account. Thankfully, players will not need Xbox Live Gold. Okay, so you can play via Xbox Live, but you also don't need Xbox Live Gold, which is a requirement for all Xbox consoles to play online. That's kind of neat. So if you buy it through Steam or whatever, Microsoft's just really trying to do a favor to all the fans of Halo on PC. I mean, this is such an awesome collection of games. I don't know how you can find a better deal for $40 than the Master Chief Collection, provided that it all works right out of the box, unlike the Xbox One release.
Yeah, well, now it works.
So the other thing I want to talk about is how much nostalgia, how much do we love the Master Chief Collection overall? Is this something that we can see ourselves playing?
Master Chief Collection in general?
Yeah. Is this
I
something
play this thing weekly?
Well, Halo's the only reason I ever bought an Xbox, so to be totally honest, if I had the $40 to spend, I'd slap it down on this.
Yeah, I have to say, the one I'm waiting for in anticipation heavily is Halo 3. I am a big fanboy of Halo 3, but that's because I put the most hours into Halo 3. And specifically the campaign. I actually probably am one of the few people that spent more time in the campaign of Halo 3 when it launched than multiplayer.
Oh, I definitely spent more time in the campaign because I didn't like the multiplayer in that game.
I did spend an awful long time on multiplayer. As you can see with my Bungie / Halo Waypoint service record, I spent a ton of time in multiplayer.
Oh my. I need to look that up. I wonder what mine looks like. I forgot. I got the armor with the Hayabusa armor, or whatever it was called, thing with the sword and the flaming helm and stuff. I put a ton of time into that game.
Oh yeah, I mean it was just, it launched at the right time. It launched before the Call of Duty franchises kind of took over online multiplayer first-person shooters, and it really was the de facto shooter on Xbox at the time.
Oh yeah, trying to go from this to Call of Duty was really hard for me anyway, because I'd run in there and drop after getting hit 2 times.
Yeah,
like I don't have a shield anymore, do I?
Yeah, because you could be like a sponge and then hide.
Yeah, always pretty good with sticky grenades and short range and medium range weapons. So I had a lot of fun with this game.
I also loved that you had the camera post battle. You could go back and see, where was this guy hiding this whole game? Like,
exactly.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
And Call of Duty didn't have anything on that. You couldn't go back and look at some library and find out where the person was hiding. Or theater mode's awesome.
Oh yeah, that and editing your own maps. I always loved doing that.
Forge, that was really cool.
So overall, what is the long-lasting impact of Halo Combat Evolved and the anniversary re-release on the video game industry as a whole? I know it's a difficult question to answer quickly, but I'm going to give you my quick thought process on this. I think that Halo Anniversary kind of showed people how to do a remaster / HD re-release correctly when they released the anniversary edition of the game. I also think that Halo Combat Evolved showed people when it first released on the Xbox, how to do a first-person shooter on a console correctly. I really think that without Halo and without the re-release of Halo, people would still be trying to figure out how to do this genre, and also how to remaster a game in high definition correctly, because everybody wants to sit there and improve it. But what did Bungie and 343 do with the Halo franchise? They said, nope, we're just going to do it exactly the way it was in HD and let everybody have the nostalgia they had, all over again. I think that's the right way to do it, unless you're going to take it and make it different. And then you're going to split the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can jump in. Go ahead and jump in.
Yeah. I will say that the HD version was not perfect because they changed a lot of the visuals.
I didn't say perfect. I said it showed people how to do it.
I don't even know if I would say that, because it changed a lot of the visuals and changed the atmosphere of a lot of levels. However, I like the fact that you can switch back and forth between the old visuals and new. So that was a really cool feature that I think was new. I don't know of any other game that did that at the time. And just the added additions of achievements, and also the different terminals that you could find in the skulls, which really, really cool for the Halo series. But as far as the first game, I mean, that first game blew me away. That's what really proved that FPS games could exist on the console. I realized, like, at the time, like I was like blown away by the story, even though it's so simple. And now you're looking back, it's like, obviously there are other games with better stories even at the time, but now there's so many more games with better stories. But at the time, I was like, this is amazing. I went from playing 007 to this one, like, oh, this is so cool.
Oh,
it's
like
such an epic upgrade. Space opera. And it was really neat. And there's so many good memories with this game. This is the reason why I got an Xbox. And this is the reason why I still play games, in all honesty. If there wasn't a Halo, I probably wouldn't be playing games at this point. I wouldn't have branched out into other genres and other franchises. And it's why I got the 360. It's why I got the Xbox One. So again, why I'm still playing games today. So it had a huge impact on me, at least. And I think it also had a huge impact on the industry as a whole.
Well, as for me, I pretty much concur with most of everything else that everyone else said at this point. I mean, when it came to PC, of course, there were other games doing what Halo started doing, but doing it better, like the Quake series and a few others at the time. But as for consoles, Halo was, I think, probably the best shooter they actually ever had. And of course, I also came from 007 and Perfect Dark to suddenly playing Halo and going, this is why I'm going to buy an Xbox suddenly and drop everything else, because I think I was a PlayStation guy at the time. So, but, being able to take this HD collection, having the ability to go between, the retro graphics versus, the newer updated graphics, having access to multiple games, new features, and bringing it to a current generation of systems, so you can still enjoy the game that started it all, as well as everything in between, is just a great way of doing it, as well as adding other things to it without taking from it, unlike some other remasters we've seen out there. So, I mean, considering one, you have to go into the classic mode just to finish an esports tournament, but we won't talk about that here.
What? No, I'm curious.
Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
They had to swap to classic graphics just to finish their esports tournament. It was horrendous.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. All right, so with that being said, my last thoughts on this, just to close this out. Halo is probably my favorite shooting franchise of all time. I know that it's controversial for a lot of the COD players and a lot of the old school shooters, but as far as a modern shooter, this is my nostalgia. All goes back to Halo. I never would have played COD if I didn't play Halo. It has one of the greatest music soundtracks for a game series of all time.
I still listen to that while I work.
I know. Marty O'Donnell, just something about him and his composing is just amazing. And I know there was all that scuff between him and Bungie in like 2015 where Activision kind of got in the way of a great relationship. But if somehow Marty O'Donnell comes back to Bungie at some point, I hope they make some of the greatest soundtracks for gaming ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already have.
Yeah, I actually still listen to that music every so often myself. So
it's just impressive what they were able to accomplish, especially with you go from Halo 1, which is like this ambient choir, to Halo 2, which is the hard riffs and guitar, to like a full-on symphony in Halo 3. And the Halo 3, the actual launch trailer is still, to me, the most iconic launch trailer of my lifetime. Because it was like that piano key. Doom,
Yeah.
doom.
And I still like the Halo 2 one when he like jumps out of the ship. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so as always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And I'm Zeo.
And we will see you
on next CHRILLCAST. Bye.